Hey guys, it's Karen here from Arden Cove. Today we're going to be talking about the ultra popular sushi restaurant in Tokyo, Sushi Dai. If it's your first time here, welcome to Arden Cove. We're a company that sells travel bags that are anti-theft and waterproof. If you want to check us out on our website, it's ardencove.com. In today's video, I'm going to take you along with us on our trip to the restaurant's new location in Toyosu, as well as how to get in without a 4-hour wait, because no one's got time for that. So the original location was in the famous Tsukiji fish market, but earlier this year in 2019, the entire fish market was moved to Toyosu for a new location to make room for the 2020 Olympics. A lot of the restaurants, including Sushi Dai, made the move as well. In order to get there without a terribly long wait, you've got to get there really early, like super early, like 4 or 5 a.m. early, which is intense, I know. In 2015, I did make the trek out to their old location in Tsukiji Market, and I went there at 3:30 a.m. so early, literally the second to last seat in the first round. It was really early, but it was my birthday. I was really excited. It was also the last trip of my trip to Japan before I went home. And it was my favorite meal. I loved it a lot. It holds a special place in my heart, and I wanted to make sure I go back again and visit the new location. Every time someone asked me how my trip went, what was my favorite part, I would say Sushi Dai was my favorite meal, period. So I definitely wanted to make sure I came back, checked out the new location, and had another meal to treat myself again. Sushi Dai's operating hours in the new location is 5:30 a.m. to whenever they sell out, and you want to get there around 4:30 to 5 a.m. if you want to get there in the first wave. You can obviously go a little bit earlier if you want to secure your spot. Trains and buses don't actually start running until 4:30 to 5 a.m. in Tokyo, so you're gonna have to take a taxi or an Uber. My visit was on a Thursday morning, and I left at 4:30 a.m. from my hotel in Shinjuku. We took an Uber, which is about 30 minutes or so, to the Toyosu fish market, and we arrived there right before 5 a.m. And when we still got there, there was still some empty seats, so we were pretty sure we were going to get into the first round. So when you get to the fish market, you want to look for the food court area, which is where all the restaurants are located. And you go inside, it's upstairs, and then you go inside the doors. Those doors actually open at 5 a.m. So if you are here before 5 a.m., you want to wait outside the door. There'll probably be a line. And then once you get inside, there's the restaurant itself. So it's the restaurant that'll have a bunch of stools outside, and it'll say Sushi Dai. I believe it only says it in kanji, but if you see a bunch of stools and people waiting outside, that's probably Sushi Dai. When I went, everyone was pretty orderly, you know, people kept track of who's in front of who, even though it's not a solid line. You kind of form a line with the stools, and then the restaurant is also pretty good at asking other people who came first, and it seemed like a pretty good system. Sushi Dai serves omakase only, and if you don't know what omakase is, it means chef's choice. Basically, you are trusting the chef to use his expertise and knowledge about what's in season, what's in stock, what they have, to build a menu, custom menu for you. And this can change throughout the year, so I'm going to show you what I got, but your meal is going to be different. It's 4,500 yen for a meal, and you should bring cash because they don't accept credit card. And it includes a bowl of miso soup, 4-piece maki roll, a piece of tamago, 9 pieces of chef's choice nigiri, as well as 1 piece your choice nigiri. And you do have an option to add on any a la carte items before you finish your meal. For those who don't eat raw fish, there is a substitute menu, but honestly, I don't know why you would go there if you didn't like raw fish, because that's kind of what they're good at. The new location is actually larger than the old location. I believe the old location had about 12 seats, and this one is actually much larger. On Tabelog, it said there were 15 seats in the new location, But I did look back on my footage and there were definitely more than 15 seats. I counted 17 napkin place settings on the bar itself. It's an L-shaped bar, as well as a separate table on the side. I don't have clear footage of that, but I believe there were 3 people sitting on that table. So that totals to about 20 seats. So 20 people per round is much faster than the old location, which is 12 people per round. So even if the line is a little bit longer, you can definitely get in a little bit sooner with the larger number of people per round. So the restaurant itself is bar seating mostly, with 1 little table on the side, and the 3 chefs will serve you from the center of the bar. It's really cool. You get to watch the chefs work, and they'll have everything laid out and you watch them prepare the little nigiris and everything like that. It's really enjoyable to sit there and talk to the chef. He's super personable. We got seated on the far end of the short side of the L, so on the very left side, and we got served by the master chef, actually the same master chef I had in 2015, which is super exciting. He served about 6 people on our side, so there's about 3 chefs in the middle, and each person is taking care of about 5 to 6 guests, I think. So then is the exciting part. They start to serve you food, and you start off with a miso soup, which is delicious and warm, especially given that it's 5 in the morning or 5:30 in the morning, but it's a great way to start a meal with a warm soup. And then you get a piece of tamago, and then you jump into your nigiri, and oh my gosh, the nigiri is so good. We started off with otoro, which is so funny because it's a super fatty, rich, buttery piece of tuna. If you watch back on my old video, I actually did get 2 pieces of otoro that time as well. Spoiler alert, I ordered otoro at the end of my meal as well as my extra choice piece. And otoro is this really rich, fatty, marbleized piece of tuna. It's delicious, it melts in your mouth, it's so beautiful. Some of the other standouts that I love were the horse mackerel. It's a aji, and it's topped with scallions and ginger. It's like a stronger, fishier taste, which is why it needs that really strong ginger and scallion to cut through it, but it's so delicious. It's so fresh, it's gleaming, it's beautiful, it's just sparkling and gorgeous. I also love the uni, which is sea urchin. It's so delicious, it's creamy and just the umami bomb, taste bomb. It was so good. Another one that stood out was the saltwater eel. Everyone in my group raved about that one as well. It was nice and tender. It's one of the cooked pieces, and the taste was perfect. So the meal itself took about an hour, and then when we left it was around 6:30, and there were actually not a ton of people waiting outside in line. I'd say probably about 1 round's worth of people, so they probably waited a little over an hour and a half, because there were people behind us in line that didn't make it into the first round, so they waited a little bit longer. But I do think that it was less than a 2-hour wait by that point. I definitely remember my first trip to Sushi Dai. It was a much longer line by the time I came out and I also was in the first round. So I think that the Toyosu location is not quite as popular as the original location. It could be that the location is a little bit harder to get to, or not as many people are interested in going all the way out there. But I think the quality of the meal itself is still just as good as I remember it. I did notice that on Tabelog, the new location is rated slightly lower. It's 3.55 versus a 3.90 of the old location. So maybe people feel that it's not as good, but personally I found it just as good as the original location. I mean, it's literally the same chef, so I don't know why it's rated a little bit lower, but maybe it's good because then you wait a little bit less, because I got there later than last time and I still got into the first round. In the end, Sushi Dai is the place to go if you want an amazing omakase meal at an inexpensive price point, as long as you're willing to wake up a little bit early or wait in line. You pick your poison. I highly recommend it. I found it entirely worth the wait, entirely worth waking up in the morning. Leave a comment down below. Is there somewhere you've been where you waited in line and in the end it was totally worth it, but in the beginning people are like, why are you so crazy? Leave a comment down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Check out our channel for more videos like this, as well as subscribe for new content. I hope to see you guys around, and thanks so much for watching. See you guys next time.